Hello from Myrtle Beach. Today we are going to show you why you might want to consider visiting Murrells Inlet on your next Myrtle Beach vacation. Hi, I'm Carmen. If you're new here, we cover everything Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area. And if you're a return viewer, welcome back. We are so glad to have you with us. So we are currently in the Garden City area on Kings Highway, also known as 17 Business, and we are headed towards Murrells Inlet. Murrells Inlet was a historical fishing village, but now they actually have a lot to offer, and it's a good thing to consider on your next Myrtle Beach vacation, whether you come and spend a day or actually come here and stay. In the off season, it would take approximately 24 minutes to go from 9th Avenue North in Myrtle Beach, and that's where the main downtown boardwalk area is, where you see the Skywheel, to Murrells Inlet. And also during peak tourist time, that would be more. So that's basically a ideal time frame. So I would plan on 30 to 45 minutes if you're coming in the middle of the summer. Obviously, it's going to take longer depending on where you're coming from in Myrtle Beach, or shorter if you're staying closer. Like if you're staying in Surfside Beach or Garden City, it's going to be a super short drive. And also, depending on where you're coming from in Myrtle Beach, you're going to want to take either Kings Highway, which is known as 17 Business, that's what we're on right now, or you can take 17 Bypass, or if you're staying in North Myrtle Beach, you might want to consider taking Highway 31 for part of the drive. It's a good idea to keep in mind that there are 2 Myrtle Beach bike rallies, and they spill over into Murrells Inlet because there are some bars here that we're just about to pass that cater to the motorcycles. And so one of those rallies is in the spring, and that is usually there's one of the bars right there. It is usually the second week in May, and also there's one in the fall that's usually at the end of September, beginning of October. So just keep that in mind if you're planning a visit to Murrells Inlet, because it may be packed with bikers. If you're into motorcycles, you may actually enjoy that. So it just depends on your personal interest. We're actually about to pass the Beaver Bar. That's actually another one that caters to those motorcycle festivals. They got a full house this morning, lots of people there. And so we are now headed towards the marshwalk. We're not quite there yet, but we are getting close. While we're getting there, I just want to mention all of these attractions we're going to show. We have full-length videos detailing these attractions. So you can go to YouTube, search for Carmen and Brian, and then search for the attractions. So like the different things that we're going to go to, just put that attraction in, and those should pop right up for you. And I'll also link them in the description below if you'd like to watch those full-length videos. Let's talk about the marshwalk. We are coming up to it on the roadside right now. We will also show you some footage that we've recorded showing you the other side, the marsh side, because I know that's what you're going to want to see. On the marshwalk, there are multiple restaurants with boardwalk and beautiful views. Also, there used to be a goat island here, and so I want to mention that because I just recently saw an article saying that the goats are there. The goats are not there. The goats actually were removed. They're safe. They're on a farm somewhere before Hurricane Ian, and Hurricane Ian washed away the island. It's still there, but it's too small to be a healthy habitat for the goats. So the goats are no longer there at the time of this recording. We keep hoping they'll bring them back, but it's been a while now, and they have not come back. Also on the marshwalk, in addition to a bunch of beautiful restaurants with wonderful views in the boardwalk, they also have Veterans Pier, which offers a lovely stroll, as well as crabbing and fishing. So you can both crab and fish off that pier if you're interested. Obviously, you will need, a South Carolina fishing license, depending on what you're doing. I know there's different rules for crabbing. And also, we do have a crabbing video that we filmed on that pier, so you can look for that. It's blue crabbing on our channel as well, if you're interested in that. Also, in addition to all of the restaurants they have to offer, they also have dolphin tours, fishing charters, and party boat tours. And Brian and I have done one of the dolphin tours. It's been so many years we can't remember the tour group, so we can't recommend a specific tour group, but we did enjoy it. We did not see any dolphins, but it was still a lot of fun. Definitely something we would recommend doing. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to give it a like or a thumbs up. That helps other people find our videos, so we greatly appreciate that. In addition to the marsh walk, there's also more to the Murrells Inlet marshfront area besides the marsh walk. This is another area that we're at right too. There's a public park next to us. There's the Hot Fish Club. That's what's right here. That is Nance's right there. We also just passed Judy Boone's, which is on the other side of the road. So there are a lot of eateries here besides what's on the marshwalk. So we wanted to mention that as well. And they have the same gorgeous view. And way across there where you see those buildings, that is Garden City Beach. Another reason to visit Murrells Inlet on your Myrtle Beach vacation is Brook Green Gardens. Brook Green Gardens is a pretty amazing botanical garden. They've got sculptures, they've got art, they've got a zoo. There's so much to do here at Brook Green Gardens. I'm going to talk about, basically this used to be several plantations, one of which was owned by the Huntingtons. You'll see a lot of history about the Huntingtons, about the plantations, everything about them. They still have the rice paddies here. They're dormant now, but they do still have them, including tours of those. It's lots and lots of historical information, and they do have outdoor sculpture gardens, and it's many acres and acres to walk, and you don't have to walk at all. They do have a trolley that runs during certain times of the day, so you can take a trolley down to the zoo, for example. They do also have indoor art exhibits as well, and those rotate, so they're not the same all the time. They have classes on art, nature, and history. They have guided tours. We've taken one of those. It was a lot of fun. We took a pontoon boat tour. It was really neat. That was of the rice paddies and some of the other areas. Got a ton of history. They have the Low Country Zoo. The Low Country Zoo is one of our absolute favorite parts of Brook Green Garden. They have animals that are native or used to be native to this area, and so it is a really fun place to go, and definitely a kid-friendly part of Brook Green Gardens. In addition to what they currently offer, they are also building a massive conservatory. This is a huge expansion that they're adding. I mean, it's on their current land, but the building is new. You can see they've actually already made quite a bit of progress because they just started this recently. So this is what it's going to look like, some of the concept art. We don't have a finished date that I'm aware of, but we will keep you posted. If you're not familiar with our channel, we basically take care of everything in the Myrtle Beach area, so you don't have to worry about it. If you watch our channel, you will not miss anything that is happening in this area. So if you love Myrtle Beach, definitely keep up with us. We put out 1 to 2 videos every week. But yeah, this is going to be pretty incredible. And also, one other thing I didn't mention, if you want to stay here all day, which you easily could, there's so much to do here. They also have multiple restaurants and a gift shop. And we have eaten at, they have one that's like a sit-down table service restaurant, and the other two are more like quick bites. And we have eaten at the sit-down one, so I'll put some pictures of the food here. It is really good. Right across Highway 17 from Brook Green Garden is the next location we want to share with you. Another reason you should visit Murrells Inlet, it is the Huntington Beach State Park. It is a beautiful, very large park with a ton of stuff to offer. I'm going to go through everything they have here. If you've been to the Myrtle Beach State Park, this is a much larger park. The Huntington Beach State Park has miles of pristine beach. They have camping and RVing if you're into that. They also have a state-of-the-art nature center with animal exhibits. They have over 400 species of waterfowl in the wild that just come and go throughout the seasons. During warmer weather, this is actually going to be the most likely place to see an alligator in the wild. We have seen them many times. One day we saw 10 in one day, so they're definitely out and about in the warmer weather, and definitely keep your eye out for them. They also have a couple of different hiking trails, and then one really unique feature to this state park is the Atalaya Castle, which is the ruins of the Huntington's vacation home, and it includes guided tours. The castle is a nominal additional charge. At the time of this recording, it's only $2 to go into the castle, so I definitely recommend doing it. And I also recommend doing one of the guided tours if you can, because that's not an additional charge, and one of the state park rangers gives the tour. Definitely gives you a lot more information about the castle. Admission to the park varies depending on your age and other discounts, but at the time of this recording, it's $8 as an adult, and I can tell you it's a bargain. In my opinion, it is the most beautiful beach in this area. It's just pristine. There's no hotels on it. And also, I don't think there's anywhere in this entire area, and I'm including Myrtle Beach, that you're going to see this much wildlife. And I'm also including the Myrtle Beach State Park. There are just so many birds, so many alligators, so much other wildlife here at Huntington Beach State Park. It is really a gem in this area. There are many places to stay in Murrells Inlet if you'd like to actually spend more time here rather than commuting from Myrtle Beach. Obviously, there are the campgrounds at the Huntington Beach State Park that we just left, but also Garden City Beach is a very, very short drive, and there are many hotels, condos, and other rentals there. So if you really want to stay oceanfront but be near Murrells Inlet, that would be our recommendation. Surfside Beach is another choice. It's just a little bit further from Murrells Inlet. We do usually get questions like, where would we recommend, where have we stayed, that kind of thing. Because we live here full time, we have not stayed in a lot of hotels, but we actually have stayed in one in Murrells Inlet. We have actually stayed at the Hampton Inn, which is right off of 17. So we were going to take you and show you this Hampton Inn. We are not saying you should stay here. We're just saying it's a decent place with a decent price that we've actually stayed at. It's obviously not oceanfront, so you definitely want to keep that in mind. There is a restaurant nearby. You got the Carrabba's right here, so that's kind of nice. That's in walking distance. But it's a pretty decent place to stay. I think we stayed there 2 or 3 nights, and it was really, we liked it. There's another place right there to eat, Carolina Food Truck. And so it's not fancy, but it does include breakfast, so it's something to consider. If you're looking for the address of this Hampton Inn, it is 512 Courtfield Drive, because it's on a street that is right off of 17. If you'd like to learn more about Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area, be sure to click on the video on your screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.